Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Breaking news, President Trump, or President-elect Trump, has just picked the Veterans Affairs Secretary. Let's jump into it. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. If you want to support the channel in other ways, consider being a member. I really do appreciate all of your support, members out there. I do my best to get back to you in the comments. All right, here we go. Trump picks former Congressman Doug Collins to serve as Veterans Affairs Secretary. All right, let's read into this, see what's going on. I don't really know that much about Doug Collins, so we can always do more on this. So let's go on here. President-elect Donald Trump has announced former Congressman Doug Collins as his pick to run the Department of Veterans Affairs, and I will throw in, it is going to be a heavy lift. Let's see what happens here. We must take care of our brave men and women in uniform, and Doug will be a great advocate for our active duty service members, veterans, and military families to ensure they have the support they need, Trump said in a statement later on Thursday, I believe. The pick is Trump's latest nod to House Republicans who remained deeply loyal during some of the most difficult moments during his first term. As the former top Republican on the House Judiciary Committee, Collins was on the front lines of his party's defense against several attempts at oversight of the then president, including during his first impeachment. Now, this is, just so you know, on CNN's website where I found this specific article. I will look around and see what else I can find. This is just the first one that popped up. So because it's CNN, it's going to lean more left. And just like if it was Fox, it would lean more right. So just so you're aware, I have to find this stuff somewhere. So moving on, Collins, a lawyer and veteran who served in Iraq, is currently an Air Force Reserve chaplain. As VA Secretary, he would take over the running of a major agency responsible for looking after the interests of more than 16 million veterans. Everything from education benefits to home loans, health care, funerals, and disability compensation payments. The VA oversees one of the largest integrated healthcare systems in the country, which is made up of more than 170 medical centers and more than 1,000 other sites of care. Moving on, the VA oversees all of that, and it can continue to grow, expand, contract, what have you. I mean, there's all kinds of different variants here. Collins, who represented Georgia in the U.S. House from 2013 to 2021, was named the top Republican on the House Judiciary Committee in 2019. In that role, he led the Republican charge against Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election and Trump's first impeachment trial. Collins at times faced backlash for his defense of the then president against his congressional colleagues. In 2020, he publicly apologized after he accused Democrats of being in love with terrorists in response to a question about Democrats' efforts to limit Trump's war powers following the assassination of Iranian commander Soleimani. He mounted an unsuccessful bid for Senate in 2020 that pitted him against the then Republican Senator Kelly Loeffler, who ultimately lost the seat to her Democrat opponent. During his run, Collins enjoyed the support of some of the biggest names in the Make America Great Again movement, undertaking a Trump Defender statewide tour with the then, the way they write this stuff, Florida GOP Representative Matt Gaetz. Gaetz was earlier announced as Trump's selection to serve as the next Attorney General. And I'm going to look around, see what else I can find here for you as well. So bear with me here, and I'll jump right back. All right, I found another one here, and the headline is What to Know About Doug Collins, Trump's pick to oversee Veterans Affairs. Moving on in here, it says President-elect Donald Trump announced Thursday, that would be the 14th of November, that he would appoint Doug Collins to lead Veterans Affairs Department in his new administration. Here are 5 things to know about the former Republican congressman from Georgia who would lead the agency tasked with providing health care to former members of the U.S. Armed Forces. Collins is a Baptist minister who has served in the Navy and the Air Force Reserve. Collins, 58, holds a master's degree in divinity from New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary and pastored a church for 11 years. He served as a U.S. Navy chaplain for 2 years in the late 80s. After the September 11th attacks, he joined the U.S. Air Force Reserve as a chaplain. Collins deployed to Iraq for 5 months in 2008. He remains a colonel in the U.S. Air Force Reserve. Collins became a lawyer well into adulthood. Collins' political career was shaped representing one of Georgia's most conservative regions. Collins was elected to the Georgia State House in 2007 and served there 3 two-year terms. He was the floor leader for Governor Nathan Deal, a fellow Northeast Georgian, for one of those terms, helping to broker a budget cut that kept Georgia's lottery-funded Hope Scholarship program going at a time when leaders feared it would go bankrupt and not to be able to pay promised college tuition for beneficiaries. Collins won a seat in Congress in 2012 representing Northeast Georgia's 9th Congressional District, one of the most Republican districts in the country. The former incumbent, Tom Graves, was drawn into a Northwest Georgia district when the state added the 14th congressional seat because of population growth. Despite his right-wing positions, Collins faced serious primary challenges in 2016 from other Republicans who claimed he wasn't conservative enough. While in Congress, Collins rose to vice chair of the House Republican Conference, the 5th highest position in GOP leadership. Collins rose to national notice defending Trump in the Mueller probe, would be another one there. And then the next one is Trump wanted Collins appointed to the U.S. Senate, was another aspect. It says here Trump was displeased when Collins was not appointed to the U.S. Senate in 2019 when incumbent Republican Johnny Isaacson stepped down because of health problems. Republican Georgia Governor Brian Kemp instead decided to appoint Kelly Loeffler, but not before a frantic last-minute push by anti-abortion groups and people close to Trump to undermine Loeffler's appointment. Moving on, Collins ran for Senate anyway, finishing 3rd in an all-party special election in November of 2022. Lastly here, Collins still has a possible political future in Georgia. Collins passed on challenging Kemp for running for the Senate in 2022, but said this is goodbye for now, but probably not forever. Collins helped represent Trump in challenging the results of the 2020 election in Georgia. And it looks like that pretty much ends the few things here. I just wanted to share with you quickly that we do have a selection for the new Veterans Affairs Secretary. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.